100%. And like, again, we're not up here sitting on a high horse. Like, obviously, like I am definitely the one to just crave a Big Mac and order a Big Mac, right? Like I am definitely not above any of that. It's for me really focusing on 90% of my diet being perfect. So I have that 10% to play around with, because I know I have certain pitfalls in my dietary program that will, if I don't satisfy those needs column, I will fail on sustainability. Because for me, that is what it's all about, is long-term sustainability on doing something realistic that I know I can accomplish. And like one example of that is I have a huge sweet tooth. So what do? And this is actually from my nutritionist, Dr. Philip Goglia, who I love. He's the coolest dude ever. He did, I think, not all, but most of all the Marvel cast, preparing them for their films. He worked with, I think he has like a page in Kim Kardashian's book, which is kind of cool, good press. And just an overall badass, and worked with him for months to really nail down my program. And he basically told me, after you eat a pound of protein for dinner, based off my body index and all that, have a little bit of organic, natural sorbet afterwards, because he's like, that is a healthy, sugary way to satisfy that sweet tooth before going to bed, where I won't ruin my dinner or like, cancel it all off by eating a gallon of ice cream, but I'll take care of that need and still stay on my program without losing the effectiveness. And like, that was like a huge thing for me, because I was able to enjoy a little bit of sorbet after dinner, and it just quelled all of those obstacles I could have potentially had. So what are some of those pitfalls that you may have in your diet that like, oh man, Charleston Chew at the movie theater, man, I gotta get it.
Yeah.
Like, what are those for you?
Movies are definitely tough, just because of, I love them, and I love going in that experience of getting popcorn, a candy, and a soda, whatever it is. But just to touch on what you just said with sustainability, and that having that, sorbet at the end of your, after your meal, and just to not ruin that meal or to go overboard or whatever it is, and you found a healthy way of doing it like that. Those are the tricks that I think people need to find more of that work for them, because I have my pitfalls, I would say, is I'm always hungry, pretty much. And again, I have a sweet tooth, but I also have, like, some people are usually sweet or salty. I'm both. I'll eat everything, dude. And it's like I'm a garbage disposal. And so I'll get to a point where I'm like, I can't even tell you how many times I've had a family-sized bag of chips in front of me and I ate the whole bag before I even realized. I'm like, what did I just do, dude?
Well, for me, that's like a little bag.
Yeah, well, then, yeah. So it's just relative. It's all relative.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll binge a little bit, and like I'm like, oh, I should just only have one bite, and the next thing I know, I'm like, 3/4 the way through the pint, and I'm like, stop, and I can't stop, But that's where it comes down to discipline and choosing, well, what are my goals? Am I able to afford doing this right now? Do I want to do this? Because a pint to me versus someone who's 5'2", 95 pounds is very much different effect on their body, right? I'm more than double that. So it's just a matter of, I think, finding those things that help you mitigate those pitfalls that you have, and choosing the healthy option as often as you can, but not limiting yourself. And again, this depends on your goals, right? If you're trying to be a bodybuilder or whatever your goals are, and you want to be extremely lean, you're going to have to cut out a bunch of stuff, and you're going to have to do a little bit more work, and you're going to have to focus on your discipline of not doing that. Because when I go hardcore, I'll go all in, and I can't turn it off, or I don't want to turn it off. I can't say I can't turn it off, because I can definitely turn it off. But it's just a matter of like, how bad do I want that goal, right? What is that goal? Am I training for a film? Am I doing this to, be in the best shape of my life? Is it, what is that driving factor behind me, right? And am I willing to go to the limit for me to get there? And so finding those things, like there's so many healthy recipes that you can just Google that taste amazing, that have like little or no sugar, that even trick your mind into thinking that, that you've had something sweet or something great when it was actually something that was healthy for you. And you just got to go find them. But that's even like chewing a piece of gum, People will get hardcore and they won't chew gum because it has like a little bit of sugar, 1 gram of sugar or something.
Right.
But it's like, that actually tricks your mind into thinking that you're eating, and so you end up mitigating that craving of hunger, or doing little tricks. Like I learned this a long time ago, is if you drink a glass of water before your meal, it can, replace 70 to 90 calories of that meal because you're filling yourself up, right? So then there's no room, or not as much room. So it's little tricks like that, and just finding what works for you. But I find that if I have a regimen, I have a diet, it's all my macros are balanced out, and I stick to that, I don't really want anything else, because like I'm pretty full and I know I've done everything I wanted as far as goals to get there. And it's not like it tastes bad. I enjoy the food that I eat, and I'm eating good, healthy food. And but every now and again, depending on my goals, again, if I'm just maintaining, I'll enjoy myself. You shouldn't. It's sustainability.
Thank you for watching Studio 22.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And follow our socials at Studio 22 Podcast.